Over the years, in my interaction with scientists, most of whom are physicalists, I have come to understand scientists and also skeptics like my friend Michael Shermer and scientists like Richard Dawkins, even though they acknowledge the idea that the physicalist ontology does not explain consciousness and frequently refer to it as the hard problem of consciousness. Um, Physicalist scientists do not believe in an entity called the soul. They think it's just something we kind of like to believe in. So, the concept of soul, as understood in Eastern wisdom traditions, is very much related to what we call fundamental reality or consciousness. So, in yogic philosophy, the concept of Jiva relates to consciousness as a reflection or individualized manifestation of universal consciousness, Brahman or Purusha. And this is how the relationship is understood. So, Jiva or soul is reflected consciousness. The Jiva is described as reflected consciousness, where the infinite and undivided pure consciousness is reflected in the body mind complex, creating the experience of individuality. This is analogous to sunlight reflecting in water, where the light appears localized, but it originates from a universal source. The light appears localized, but originates from a universal, non local source. So the jiva is consciousness limited by association with Maya, the illusion or the simulation that we call the universe, and our body is also part of it. So the jiva is consciousness limited by association with Maya, matrix, matter, and the psychophysical apparatus, body, mind, and senses. This limitation creates the sense of I as a personal identity, which is distinct from the unbounded nature of pure consciousness. So, what are the components of Jiva? The Jiva operates through mind, manas, which processes sensory fluctuations, intellect, buddhi, just intellect, buddhi, which discerns and decides, ego, ahamkara, which creates the sense of individuality, prana, vital energy that animates life, and these faculties allow the jiva or the soul to interact with the material world, which in turn is also a projection, while remaining distinct from it, just like the ocean is distinct from the waves, or the riverbed is distinct from the river, or the screen, television screen, or your computer screen is distinct from its programs. So, what's the point of this jiva? Well, while the jiva experiences dualities, pleasure, pain, life, death, due to ignorance, which is called avidya, its true essence remains identical to Brahman. Realizing or realization of this unity through spiritual practices leads to moksha, the understanding that the individual is just a projection of the universal, and then moksha means oneness with universal consciousness. So this jiva or the soul is not separate from consciousness, but a localized appearance of it, expression of it, bound by illusion, which is entangled with the world illusion until self-realization occurs. So that is the soul. It's actually more fundamental than anything that we can call physical. This is the explanation of the soul in Eastern traditions, and in Western traditions, the physicalist traditions, there is no soul. There's just matter by some inexplicable means, matter including force fields, gravity, atoms, and molecules, which are human constructs for experience, are now considered the source of experience without actually explaining why, which is what is called the hard problem of consciousness. Do you have a soul, my friends? And if you do, then that is the source of all your experience. If you understand what I said and comprehend and want to. So if you like this sharing of mine, let me know and feel free to share with others.